Dr. Allenby. Well, this certainly is a coincidence. Here I come to the music center. I'm looking for Mr. Kincaid, and who do I find but you?
You were looking for David?
For his whereabouts, ma'am, last night before the murder. That's a lovely outfit you're wearing.
Thank you.
This is a hard question, ma'am, and you certainly don't have to answer it, but would you mind telling me what you paid for this handbag?
For my bag?
It doesn't have to be exact, ma'am. Just a ballpark figure.
Well, this was an expensive bag, Lieutenant. I paid about $400 for it.
Right. See, my wife's birthday is coming up, and I'm in the market.
You were telling me about David.
David? Oh, yes, Mr. Kincaid. You wouldn't happen to know where I could get something that looked like that for about half the money?
No, Lieutenant, I'm sorry, I don't.
And that briefcase, ma'am, did you get that in the same shop as you got the handbag?
Yes, I believe I did.
Could I take a look at that?
If you like.
Oh, that's the real McCoy, ma'am. That's very fine stitching, because you could hardly see the stitches. I'd like one of those fellas for myself.
Lieutenant, please. You were telling me about David.
I visited his office, ma'am. And right there on his desk calendar, it said that he had a date to be here last night. But I spoke to that committee woman, Miss Hendricks, and she told me she never saw him.
Yes, well, we had a fundraising event last night. I'm on the committee, so I had to be here. But it wasn't David's cup of fun. He said he'd rather hang by his thumbs.
Well, that certainly explains why he wasn't here, ma'am. But that raises another question.
Joan. Oh, honey, Lieutenant Columbo just told me about David. What a terrible thing to happen. Oh.
Thank you, Helen.
Oh, Lieutenant, we all think you played the tuba just beautifully.
I enjoyed it, ma'am.
I got your message about the master guest list. I brought it for you. Lieutenant, would you mind holding this for me?
Not at all, ma'am.
I put this in my briefcase right after you called, Helen.
Of all days, Joan, you shouldn't have bothered.
Well, it's better than feeling sorry for myself.
I'll call you.
Last night, ma'am, you were here at the party.
All evening.
And Mr. Kincaid, he never showed up.
No, Lieutenant, he decided not to come.
Well, as I was saying, that raises the question of where Mr. Kincaid met that woman. The lady all dressed in black with the black hat.
Oh, she was certainly here.
Excuse me, ma'am?
A very attractive woman dressed in black with a man's black fedora? Joan, you must have noticed her.
No, I don't believe I did.
Well, whoever she is, she was here last night. Does that help you, Lieutenant?
Well, it gives me something to think about. It's certainly very interesting.
Good.
Just one more thing.